Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for the end of September, right through the end of October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. I don't know if you noticed about the guide chimes. They were very reflectful. They were very thoughtful, but also there's an energy of you going over old ground at this time. So perhaps that's something you found yourself doing, but there's always a reason for that to, cathartically let go of emotions and move forward from things. But let's get to your energy and see what is going on there for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know regarding their love life? Can you please guide them and show them the way? What are they going through at this moment in time? Can you please guide them? How would you like to receive? Okay, so we have the stork first. I'm asking my guides how they would like to receive the cards because they've popped out together. Just so you're aware, I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. I'm also giving you the energy that's coming through and what my guides have to say, as well as the meanings of the cards, okay? So you have a stork, which means sudden movement and improvement. You've been waiting a long time for love. I feel a lot of you want to settle down, you want to be in a high-level commitment, but the clouds indicate you may have met some very inconsistent people in your past. You may have felt that you met people who didn't really know what they wanted, and you cannot see how love is going to materialize for you at this time, but I can see that there's going to be a new person coming on in for you. And it's really interesting because I'm being given this very specific thing. I'm being given 333. Okay, now of course this is a number. It will be synchronistic in nature. You may see it everywhere you go. Okay, it is being given to me by my guides as an indication that new opportunities in love will appear when you prioritize yourself first. That's something that's just popped in there. So just be mindful. You're going to see 333 everywhere. This could be the end of a cell phone number, could be, the digits on, building, could be the time. So just be mindful of that. Your first card is the stork. And of course, this indicates that you have waited a long time for love and you have perhaps been focused on your home life at this time, building security for you and your family, had a lot of responsibilities there. The stork is your protagonist energy, and this can indicate that you're making some radical changes and movements in your life. And I say movements because some of you may be thinking about relocating, or there's some sort of change in your home life going on there, or maybe it's something that you are contemplating at this time. But I feel more than anything, there is a renewal of you. It feels like you're rebirthing at this time, becoming a little bit more inspired about getting yourself out there. You may feel that you've been a bit of a homebody for a certain period of time, and now you're wanting to spread your wings and, seek alternative events or experiences that will pique your interest, let's put it that way. Now it's number 17, which is the star energy, which of course is all about aligning with a love wish. It's also about choosing healthier options when it comes to your life in general. So you could be in a period of cathartically letting go of things, evolving away from situations that perhaps, don't align with you anymore. But also, this indicates there is a brighter future ahead. It also kind of highlights that you're about to meet someone suddenly out of the blue, and you're going to think about settling down with this person quite quickly, and that's not something that you think about at all. When you meet a person, you really like to take your time with getting to know a person. And of course you're going to do that, but you're going to surprise yourself by meeting this new person and actually seeing the future with this person, going, whoa, what was that vision? It's like you can see building a home with this person, or, walking into, maturity with this person. I'm just seeing an image in the water. It's distracting me because it's becoming so intense 1 minute and then suddenly it goes away. So I'm really trying to get clear on what it is. But what I'm seeing is oh, okay, I thought it was just a heart, right? But actually it's an apple in the shape of a heart. An apple in the shape of a heart. So this connects to choosing healthier options, healthier love options coming on in. Apple of the eye. I mean, apples also connect to temptation, but because you have this card, this tells me that you're not connecting to anything that is negative for you. I feel like you are aligned with a healthy, loving relationship. Now, this could literally mean that you're going to see an apple that you purchase that is in the shape of a heart, or it could be something that's mentioned in conversation when you meet a new person. So just be a little bit mindful, because that image came up for a reason. But coming back to this card, it is the Queen of Cups energy. As you can see, there's a little Q there at the bottom and a heart that often represents the Queen of Cups. You're so ready to fall in love. You've done a lot of personal development work. You've been doing a lot of, challenging yourself to go deeper on your emotions. And also, you've been implementing self-care routines or trying to make that a priority. So a lot of you may have been making your home life a priority as well. But, when you get the stork, it can indicate whilst you've been caught up in all of those things and learning to love yourself in a deeper way and have compassion for yourself, you require emotional security in relationships. I mean, everybody does, of course, but I feel a lot of you have been learning a lesson that your happiness is not tied up with another person, because when you get in a relationship, you tend to merge with that person. It becomes an all-consuming experience, and you're learning to fall in love in a healthier way where you recognize that you are independent of that person and they are independent of you. So perhaps you've had some issues with codependency in the past in relationships, but what I feel is you're protecting your energy and you're ready to fall in love. And I also feel there's an energy of optimism. Dare I say optimism in your love life coming on in here. I feel this is you kind of suddenly making some changes that align you with a love wish. That's what I'm seeing with this card. Now, of course, the stork, it can indicate a period of stagnation and then sudden movement. So I feel that your love life has been put on hold. And also I feel because the clouds are there, I feel like you've disappeared from the dating scene. I feel like you've been making yourself scarce, as it were. You do not open yourself up to everybody. So I feel like you've been operating off grid, or you haven't been allowing yourself to be seen for a while because perhaps you have other priorities at this time. If you're a parent, for example, it could be that you're guiding the next generation, or perhaps you are focused on helping parents at this time, or you are focused on your home life or just your stability. Okay, so you may have felt like there was a place and a time for you to connect to love, and now it feels like it's right in some way. Now, of course, we have the clouds in the resistance position. Some of you, not all of you, may have been ghosted in your past. I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love if you've had that experience. That experience came from someone who was not mature enough to articulate their feelings, and I feel like they're running away from a part of themselves that perhaps they have to come to terms with. And you are someone who, you reflect a mirror back to people. You literally see their soul. You know, you have laser-like eyes and intuitive vision that can really see a person to the point where they feel very exposed. And you need a person who's strong enough to walk by your side. And you may have met people who are just not that, okay? So I feel if you've had that experience, recognize that it was them projecting their feelings, pushing you away, keeping you at arm's length because you kind of like exposed their true feelings, or you really saw them and they were not comfortable within themselves. So I'm just getting this energy of like they either disappeared or they were very inconsistent. To get the clouds, this is like a very changeable energy. So you may have connected to people in your past romantically that were very changeable or wishy-washy or just indecisive in what it is that they want. But it's in the resistance position now, which means you're not going to meet a person like that. You're going to meet a person who knows what they want and wants to settle down. Someone who is not inconsistent and is never going to give you cause to question their love for you, okay? Now, because number 6 is there, okay, this highlights that, you know, you've been creating balance in your life and you may have gone through a lot of changes or felt very uncertain about life over the last couple of years. I mean, humanity has been going through some radical changes over the last couple of years and you're just trying to like get to grips with this ever-changing world that we are finding ourselves in. And it can be that you're trying to find grounding and stability in your life and you kind of put a part of yourself on hold, as it were, and now you're going to recalibrate and get back into like your passions, really romantically be curious, as it were. I also feel like you're romancing your life a little bit more, paying more attention to your beauty routines and really showing up for yourself. But also this is a card of prioritizing your own needs. This is the equivalent of the Empress energy, knowing your value, knowing that you are lovable, and being love incarnate itself. So it can be that, you know, you are attracting what you are, and you're someone who has a lovable heart. You're so passionate, loyal, and caring. You offer, you know, unconditional love. But you had to learn it for yourself first. So a lot of you may have been making yourself scarce or just so fed up with the dating scene of the inconsistencies and people just not being in the same rhythm as you, or, you know, you feel that there's no point in wasting your energy when you feel that there's no one aligned with you. So a lot of you may have removed yourself from the dating scene for a long time in order to prioritize your needs. Now, I'm being given an energy. I don't normally talk like this, but I feel like it's like there's been a drought, okay, when it comes to your love life. And these clouds, it's like a buildup. And suddenly it's going to like rain. And rain is actually positive in this situation because I feel like you're going to get a lot of attraction. You know, people attracted to you over the next coming weeks and months. So just be mindful of that because I feel like you're going to get a lot of people turning their head to like give you an extra look, a double take there. So you're going to witness people, you know, being magnetized. I mean, you get a lot of attention anyway, but I feel like you're the sort of person that you could get all the attention in the world, but if it's not from that one person who just locks in with your soul, then you're not interested. So I feel like you reserve your energy and you don't like to lead anyone on. You don't need to get kind of connected to anybody that you feel like you cannot see a future with. And that's why it's so important when you meet this new person, you're going to see a future in your mind's eye immediately of you both like walking this journey of life and love with each other, okay? Now, your outcome energy for your overarching energy is you're having a glow up. This is a card of, you know, getting attention, sensuality, leading with passion, being more artistic, and also, you know, the woman in the Lenormand deck literally means that you're open to love. You know, that you are allowing your softer side to come out. I feel like you have been in a period where, for some of you, and this could be personal, over the last couple of years, so many changes, you may have been in fight or flight mode, as it were, and you're trying to ground yourself and trust a process of stability in life and create a foundation for healthy love to come on in. And, you know, this card, it literally means, you know, someone who's very intuitive as well. So you may have been developing your intuitive abilities, but because this connects to the Empress energy, I feel like, you know, this is you maturing and perhaps feeling that as you mature, you go unnoticed, or perhaps you feel as you mature, there's a lack of opportunities. Nobody really sparks your interest, but that's suddenly going to change for you because you have the stork. Now, some of you may suddenly do something that changes your path, is what I'm being given. Now, it doesn't mean a course correction. It can be that suddenly you see an event that you'd really like to go to, and maybe it's an event that normally you wouldn't go to. Perhaps there's a course of learning that suddenly you put yourself on that you're like, oh, I'm interested in that. I feel there's this knowingness that suddenly you're enlightened with an idea and you're like, I'm going to do it. I'm inspired. But it's something that you don't typically do, or something that you haven't done before, is what I'm seeing, okay? But the woman in this position, it indicates that you have nurtured a foundation where your softer side is coming out, that you're open and ready for love. But also, you are a magnet. You know, with the feminine energy in the Lenormand decks, it means that love is going to come to you. You know, if it's the man that comes out, it means you're taking action and you're doing something. I definitely see that you're booking yourself on something, or you're doing something for you, though. You're prioritizing your own needs. It's not that you're seeking. You know, the man in the Lenormand deck is about seeking opportunities, going on like dating apps, or going on date nights, or, you know, speed dating or something like that. But that feminine energy indicates you're prioritizing your own needs at this time. You are learning self-love, self-care. Some of you, you know, this is about you becoming comfortable in your own skin, but also you're a healer. So it can be that you're nurturing yourself at this time. You're being a best friend to yourself, but also you may be interested in healing practices, or find yourself in a career that's connected to healing. There's just something here where you attend something, or you frequent a place from now on that you've never really been to before, but perhaps it's something that's ongoing, and your softer side comes out, okay? But I definitely see that you are very attractive, and you do get a lot of attention, but you may not notice this, but you're certainly going to know it from the person that captures your attention, because I feel that's most important. But let's get to the Celtic Cross and see what's going on there for you. The Hermit. Yes, I felt very much like you perhaps have been in hermit mode, you know, off-grid, under the radar, not allowing yourself to be seen when it comes to the dating environment. It can be that, you know, you're so fed up of the dating environment and you withdrew, because the Hermit is to withdraw, to, you know, feel uninspired by your options. And, you know, you're an old soul, so it can be that not much impresses you, okay? You've been here, done that, and you're very knowledgeable, so you're seeking a little bit of magic when it comes to the dating scene, and you may have felt like there's just an oversaturation, or you're bored with the same sort of people and the same sort of scenarios, and you just withdrew because you're protecting your energy. And we have the Knight of Cups there. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? Now, for some of you beautiful Scorpios out there, not all of you, but some of you may have just met a person and you're wondering, how's this going? Well, I see this person, you know, they're very invested in the relationship. I can see that straight away. And there are feelings of love. This person's very romantic. They're very attracted to you. This person, very loving, and they're very guarded. So they may have been through a previous experience where they're just getting to know and trust love, and so are you with this person. And I would say this person's showing up for you, and I would say this is going to blossom into something really special. But if you have not connected to someone at this moment in time, I feel that you will be connecting very shortly. However, the Five of Cups is in the 6 weeks position. So I would say a lot of you could be going over old ground, as I mentioned, with the energy that I felt earlier. But we're going to clarify that in a moment. So let's keep moving forward. We've got the Moon energy. We've got the Tower. Tower is very sudden. It doesn't mean anything negative. I want you to be aware of that. Everyone goes, a tower? I mean, this can literally mean shock. Like suddenly, out of the blue, love is in front of you, okay? Ooh, we have the Devil card and we have the Six of Swords. Interesting. Interesting, because the Devil card is temptation. And then the Six of Swords is actually being guided to a new opportunity, or being guided to a person that is really healthy for you. So maybe that apple in the heart is like knowing the difference between lust and love, or, you know, temptation, physical attraction. I'm going to go one more because the Knight of Cups is there. Okay, there's 3 cards there. That was a lot of cards that popped out, but let's see what's going on there. We've got the Five of Pentacles. Seven of Swords, and we've got the King of Pentacles. So a sentence just came in right now. I'm going to give you what I was given. Sometimes you got to kiss a lot of frogs. And I feel like for some of you, you may have perhaps had a couple of experiences that have not put you off love, but made you feel that love perhaps is sometimes painful. And I feel some of you may have a trust issue because of a previous experience, but I want you to be aware the person that you're meeting is actually very loyal, okay? You're meeting a person who's very serious about love. I mean, I'm excited to see that King of Pentacles there, okay? But I also see this Seven of Swords and a Five of Pentacles, and also the Five of Cups. So this can be that some of you are grieving a past relationship, or you're finally, getting someone out of your energy field. But someone new is coming on in, and this person, they are secure in themselves, they know what they want, and there's full investment. When you get a King of Pentacles in a relationship, it means someone who's all in. It means someone who is like locking you down and saying, I love you, and I'm showing up for you, and I'm going to choose you every day of my life. And I feel that this is a person that you also are highly attracted to. But let's get to your energy and see what's going on there, because the Hermit is your starting position. So this can indicate that you're weary when it comes to the dating scene. You're fed up, you're exhausted, you've been broken down and tired when it comes to dating. You may have tried every single thing to put yourself in a position to meet a person, but you may feel like you are more mature than the people that you are meeting. I'm being given a song right now, Young at Heart, okay? You're so young at heart is what I'm being given right now. Those are the lyrics. That's a very famous song by the Bluebells, okay? This has shown up in a reading in the past, but it's showing up again now. May not have been for your reading in the past, but it has definitely shown up before. It's highlighting that you do not look your age, okay? And also your heart is young at heart. So it can be that you are at a certain age where you may be wondering, has love passed you by? But the answer is no. You're going to meet a person who completely aligns with who you are and what you want. But also this person who's coming on in, maybe a little bit younger than you. Don't let that put you off, okay? This is the new person. I see a romantic connection with you and a new person. But the Hermit energy is like you've been in the cave. Because you may feel society is not aligning with you right now, or you may feel that the world is a little bit crazy and you've just like taken yourself off to focus on your projects, your inspirations. And the Hermit is literally like, I'm taking some time out. Okay, so it may be that temporary time out turned into a longer time out than you expected is what I'm seeing there. But the Hermit is the protagonist energy, which means, it's your starting position, your foundation. So I feel there is an energy of you kind of like searching, soul searching, really going inwards for answers, doing a lot of dissecting who you are, what you want, what you certainly do not want in a relationship. The Hermit is an energy of going inwards, introspection, enlightenment, but it's a time for reflection. And I feel like you've been, trying to learn more about yourself or invest in yourself at this time. Crossing you is the Page of Wands. So you may feel that there's no spark with the people that you're meeting. So that's why you withdrew from the dating scene. When you get the Page of Wands in this crossing position, as I'm actually doing your reading, it's starting to rain. That's really interesting, isn't it? You were thirsty, and now it's going to rain, because there are a couple of people here, okay? So we've got, how many people? Because the Knight of Cups is in the past position, we've got two pages here and a King of Pentacles, okay? So there's three people energy here, but I'm going to read them as aspects of self because that's this spread, okay? But the Page of Wands, it's a crossing card position, which means you read the reverse as well as the upright. A lot of you have been focused on your sense of purpose, okay? You've been trying to find your purpose or connect to your passions at this time, and you're weary, you're tired. You may have felt that you've been very busy and you didn't have enough time to give to love, but you're trying to create a space for love to come on in there. But also I feel there is something that perhaps you've never done before. That's literally what this card means. It means, you're excited to go off on an adventure or do something new, bold and daring that you desire to do that you've never done before. So this is you being curious, setting off on a journey of discovery and doing something that you're going to be passionate about. And I feel it's something that's consistent. So it could be something that's long-term, or you're enthusiastic to do something that's very spontaneous. I'm being given this sudden like desire to do something. So if you haven't had that sudden desire yet, maybe it's something that's about to come for you. But obviously this card in this position can indicate that you've not met anyone who has that chemistry, that spark, that magic that you're looking for in a relationship. And I mean, the Page of Wands in the resistance position basically means you're bored of the options that are available to you, or you've been struggling to meet people who are mature enough to want what you want in a relationship. But that's all about to change, because of course it goes into the upright. It means there's going to be a new person who enters, because pages are new people who come into your life, and there's a spark, there's chemistry. Okay, and I will pull a card ultimately at the end there on that King of Pentacles, because I feel this just represents a person who is invested in a relationship and values love and is very careful with your heart. But the Page of Wands can indicate that you haven't met a person for a long time who actually really interests you or sparks your curiosity. And also I would say with this card, there is an energy of kind of like being a free spirit. You know, I feel a lot of you have changed within yourself, and you're a very like playful person, but it takes a lot for you to open up to a person before they see the real you. So some of you are leaning into that softer side at this time, or trying to remove some blockages. Blockages tend to come from past hurt or experiences, and you have two opposing cards here that perhaps you have been in love in the past, because you have the Knight of Cups there, and you've loved and lost. You've been broken down by a previous experience, and I'm being given this very important message because you have the Star energy there as well. Okay, so a lot of you are healing, or, you know, really investing in yourself at this time to cathartically let go of some challenging emotions. And the Five of Cups can indicate that the wounds that you experienced in previous relationships were never your fault. You know, these were projected energies, but your healing, however, is your masterpiece. So this is about you kind of on a journey of self-discovery because of a previous heartbreak. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love if that's you. My guides are pointing at all the gold on the cards, and the word kintsugi is coming up here. I mean, that is, you know, that beautiful Japanese art of fixing pottery with gold paint to highlight that, you know, there is beauty that has come from the fact that you have been challenged in the past. So this is you kind of like being proud of your battle scars in life and in love. This is about you honoring what you went through and kind of like being more beautiful because of that, if that makes sense. So I feel, you know, a lot of you are healing, and I just feel like you are more magnetic than ever before because of the experiences that you had. But now, this period, because of the planetary alignments, it is going to trigger old ground. It is going to make you think about past situations. So you may be going over things in your head right now of previous experiences where someone said something to you. It doesn't have to be connected to love, but you may be going through that process to cathartically let go of some stuff, because you have that Five of Cups, which is to let go. But if you have been in previous experiences where you've been hurt, you know, you may feel that love is not coming for you. But the universe is like, you can't see it right now, but those Two of Cups there indicates a loving relationship is being laid out for you, and you are aligning with that at this time. Now, on the earthly plane position, we've got the Page of Pentacles. Now, this indicates that you make such an effort in relationships. And again, this can be an indication that you meet a person that you consider investing in, but you feel like something isn't completely 100% there. So I'm just going to pull a quick card on that Page of Pentacles. On the earthly plane position, it basically means you're someone who's worthy of love, you're responsible, you're caring, you're kind, you're passionate, you're invested in relationships. And it also indicates a new opportunity for love is coming on in, But there may be this energy where you're focused on your projects, you're focused on your commitments. And these commitments don't have to be connected to work. They can be commitments to family or to your sense of security, because it is a Page of Pentacles. So you may be looking at your commitments at this time and seeing where you should put your attention or your investments. And what I mean by investments is where you put your focus and your heart. So, you know, when we want to be in a career, for example, that is a path towards success and money, basically you have natural knowledge and talent, but also you have acquired knowledge and wisdom. So it can be that in order to get that extra wisdom and put yourself in a position to be successful, you have to invest in a course or college, university, or some sort of qualification. So it's like you're investing. So this could be right now, you're looking at where you have invested your time and your attention. Because you're so withdrawn with that Hermit energy, it can be that your attention really has not been prioritizing love. Doesn't mean you don't want it. It just means it hasn't been your priority at this time. So therefore, you know, what we really want to go after in life, we try to make it a priority. So I feel a lot of you are shifting or changing what your priority is at this time. You know, I feel it's almost like this pentacle is about to be planted. So, you know, you're going through a period of growth, but you may feel like you are at your peak right now. And you may feel like you go unnoticed, but actually that's not true at all. You get a lot of attention, just not the attention that you want from the person, you know, that is going to get your attention. Let's put it that way. But we have the Nine of Cups and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is you kind of like moving forward, being your wonderful, trustworthy self, being patient, you know, focusing on values, what you want in a person, the traits. All of those things are important. The ingredients of a relationship that you aspire to achieve. Well, you shall have it. You know, the Nine of Cups is showing up there for you. So this is a love wish. So I would say this card is representing what you want. It's like you're looking over that pentacle and saying, you know what? I invest all of myself. And I deserve a person who also invests all of themselves in a relationship. You're so fed up with putting all of yourself into relationships and not having a person reciprocate. So that Knight of Pentacles there, you may feel like your love life is stalled or is not moving anywhere, but it's allowing you the opportunity to get clear on what you want in a relationship, and the Nine of Cups is going to deliver what it is that you desire, okay? Your vision of what you want has to become clear. I always say visualize the sort of person you want. Really see that person. You know, see them as if you're having a relationship with them right now. And you will manifest that sort of person into your life. Because, of course, thoughts become things. So I feel, you know, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, this card is saying, you know, what effort are you making at this moment in time to put yourself in a position to meet new people or come out of comfort zones or even come out of a routine or a habit? And look at your commitments. Do you have space for love at this time? A lot of you are ready to fall in love, but do you have space? You found yourself so busy. You have a lot going on in your life. So it's about carving out time. And, you know, with a lot of love and respect, I'll move away from that energy. But that's something that's just popped out, so I have to honor it. Now, with the Knight of Cups in the past position, a lot of you feel it was easier to fall in love in the past, or there were more opportunities. But also you may have felt that people were more open. You know, it may be that we have built a society where, you know, dating is so transient and you feel people are looking for different things. I mean, I feel a lot of you with that devil energy, you're so fed up with people like wanting the physical aspects of you, or, you know, falling in lust with you, or falling in love with the idea of you and just wanting physical goodies from you, and then just like loving and leaving. And you're just so done with that you've just withdrawn because you may be feeling you needed to recalibrate your intuition, but also I feel a lot of you are like an old soul. So you feel like this sense of value is so important when it comes to relationships. And it's almost like you want a traditional relationship, but people see, and maybe even, you know, basically, when someone says, what star sign are you? And you say Scorpio, there's certain connotations that go with a Scorpio when it comes to connections and relationships. People just think, oh my gosh, you know, you must be electric in bed. And of course, you know, those are the secrets that you will actually hold back and allow the right person to discover. But there's a connotation that goes with a Scorpio that maybe you feel like you're fed up of having hanging over your kind of energy field. You're someone who's true blue. When you fall in love, that's for keeps. You know, you're looking for a long-term relationship. You're not just looking for the physical side. I mean, looking at all of your energy here, you could get the physical side anywhere. You know, you got a lot of opportunity there, but you're looking for long-lasting investment and someone who's mature enough to know what they have when they have you. Okay, so I feel with this, you're ready to fall in love, but there may be a protective energy about you at this moment in time where you're conserving yourself and waiting for the one. But that conserving yourself and waiting for the one has turned into you being in hermit mode in a cave and not connecting to anybody at this moment in time because you have a lot of other stuff going on, okay? So again, don't shoot the messenger, but that's something that's coming out, and I didn't choose the cards. That's something that's popping out. This reading may not resonate with all of you, of course, but I feel like you are adjusting, you know, your energy at this moment. Something big is changing within you, and suddenly you want to be seen. Suddenly you want to get yourself out there. And a lot of you, this is you either paying for a course or paying for an event or doing something that suddenly you want to do, because I feel it is impromptu, especially since that Page of Wands is there. Now, some of you, I'm getting two energies, okay? And they're very blurred, these lines. So I'm going to give you what I can feel from this, okay? One is that a friend may actually invite you to an event, and this is where you meet a person. But also I'm getting this energy of a friend perhaps trying to set you up with someone, and you're like, no, don't do that, no. Because I feel like when you meet this person, you're like, you know what, they're lovely, but they're just not what I'm looking for. It's like your friend has the right kind of thought process. Their heart is in the right place, but you know, you require a certain set of ingredients in a person, and it starts with that moment where you look into each other's eyes and you just know it hits your soul, and you can't like force that. It's organic. Okay, so I just feel this. So some of you may actually have a person who's like, oh, come out to this event, you got to come, it'd be amazing, and you may organically meet a person through that. But others of you are going to have a person try and set you up with someone, and it's like it doesn't work out, okay? You let that person down. So that's coming through there as well. But let's get to your, you know, overarching energy. This is the potential position, the star. This is about you being seen, getting a love wish. The Nine of Cups showed up as well, so that means you're aligned with something that you desire in your life. Also, it means you're choosing healthier options. Even though the Devil card is there, the Devil card is in the hope and a fear position. So, for example, you would hope to meet someone who is not stuck in life. You know, you want to meet a person that you can see a vision of sharing your life with that person. You may not want to meet a person, of course, who almost like becomes obsessed with you, and then it's like not sustainable. It's like you don't want to meet someone who's a flash in the pan, as it were. You want something with more substance at this time, because all of your cards are highlighting that you want something that is loyal, that is long lasting. And the star energy indicates you shall have it, okay? The star also indicates that you're being clear about what it is that you want. Visions are important. They highlight to the universe what you desire. And of course, the star is all about potential, a brighter future ahead. I feel a lot of you are removing energy blockages at this time, but also choosing healthier options. I feel like you're literally in like a new stage of life or a new phase of life, and you're connecting to your inner wisdom to embrace growth, of course. But I feel like you're done with people who cause confusion or test you in some way. I feel like you're just done, and you're going to notice any red flags immediately and stay away from them. So I want you to be aware that you are safe to love. It's okay to open yourself up to love, because there may be a trust issue that you've been trying to heal from. And okay, I'm also being given this very interesting thing that's coming through. It's a double helix, a DNA strand. Now this could be, you know, someone has a tattoo of that. If you like tattoos, maybe they got a tattoo of that, maybe you do. This could mean this person works in the medical field, perhaps. DNA. Thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. My guide said, you're not related. So if someone said out there just now, oh my gosh, maybe it's that we're distant relatives or something. No, that's not true. Okay, that's not it. It's, oh, okay. They're just trying to highlight an affinity where, you know, both of you are very much the same with this new person, but there may be like a logo or something, you know, a double helix that is relevant for you and this person meeting. So, for example, if you work in the medical field, you know, could be that you're meeting someone else who's in a medical field as well, or it could be that, you know, you're going to a convention on something that you're interested in, and then you see that logo. So just pay attention to your surroundings because I feel it's important, okay? I'm being given by my guides, this person complements your lifestyle. They complement. It's like you're very alike. And you can see that you're aligned. So I'm just going to leave that there. It was just random that came in there. But your overarching energy is the star. So, you know, this is an energy that you feel a little bit more hopeful about love when you meet this new person. Because I do feel there is a new person coming on in and they are fully invested in the relationship right from the very beginning. This person is very smart. This person is a business person or was a business person if they're retired. This person has a lot of money. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything when it comes to love, of course. But I want you to be aware that this person is secure in themselves. But we do have this Five of Cups in your near future. The Five of Cups is cathartically letting go of things, but also this can be like sometimes we have a meltdown, you know, when we're feeling a little bit sensitive or a little bit down. It can be that, you know, at one point you lost your loving feeling for love itself. You know, that love hurts. You've committed to someone in the past or committed to an experience and you're grieving that experience, or you're grieving how you were treated in that experience. For some of you, this could be that you're literally grieving an old part of you that you feel like you've lost touch with. You know, it can be that you weren't as interested in love over the last couple of years. You've been prioritizing other things, and it's almost like your libido has, like, you know, been put into a little box. That's not going to resonate with all of you, of course, because you're a very passionate person. But the Five of Cups can be that you cannot see love coming on in right now because, you know, you've been through some experiences. And I want you to be aware, Five of Cups means you're creating space for something that works, that is aligned with you, rather than is going to hurt you or let you down. Okay, as you can see, those two cups in the background, the universe is, you know, quietly ushering someone into your life. And you can't see that happening right now, but it is going to happen. But this is the card for the next 6 weeks. So I would say perhaps you're not going to meet someone for the next 6 weeks. I want you to be aware of that. So let me just clarify it before I move forward. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? This Five of Cups, what's going on there for them with that Five of Cups? You know, I feel this is about you kind of like freeing yourself up in life in general from anything that is not working for you. Okay, I feel there's an energy here of being fearless when it comes to what it is you want and not being afraid to walk away from something straight away if it doesn't align with you. You know, sometimes we kind of wait things out and go, you know, they're really nice and they're an awesome person, but the spark, it's missing. What am I going to do? Should I choose a safe bet or should I go for someone who has that spark? Should I wait a little bit longer to find someone who has that spark? Well, of course, because you're such a passionate person. You know, normally, my beautiful Scorpio, the spark is the thing, the chemistry. And if it's not there, you have to acknowledge it's time to walk away from something. Because even in my own past, I have had moments in my own past where, you know, I'd been hurt in a previous relationship and then chose someone that, you know, the chemistry wasn't 100% there, but, you know, we really got on and I thought this person's awesome and, you know, why not? And then it was like, well, something missing, you know, and eventually it just ran its course. But I wish I had acknowledged it sooner. And it's not that I wasted time, because I didn't, because the person was awesome and, you know, we just got on really well. And we learned a lot from each other. So no experience is ever wasted. But at the same time, was it the great love story? No, it wasn't. And, you know, If both of us had really acknowledged that, then, you know, perhaps we would have met, you know, our next partner quicker, for example. So I'm just highlighting that, you know, if there is a missing ingredient, this is you learning to walk away from things a lot quicker and not hold on. Okay, I think that even came up in your planetary alignment reading, knowing when to leave the party, walk away from a deal, walk away from a relationship, or anything that's not really helpful for your future. We got the King of Cups. Now, this is very interesting because this is highlighting to me definitely that there are two people coming into your life, okay? Two people that you will consider. Now, one person, I mean, we've got that King of Pentacles there. We've got that King of Cups. And we've got a Five of Cups. So this is telling me that, oh, I put it in the right position there, that yes, you're going to meet a person who's fully invested in a relationship, very serious about a relationship. But you're going to meet two people. One has that spark and one doesn't. So you're going to get to choose. But because I feel like you're going to be physically very attracted, or there's going to be a very intense connection between you and a person. And very passionate. The Devil card, it can be like it is all consuming at first. But you feel there's a missing ingredient there. Whatever this missing ingredient is. Okay, and you choose the other person. That's what I'm being given. Okay, so, I mean, Devil card can be very flirtatious, passionate. I feel actually it's more invested than just a flirtation. Okay, so that's what's coming through very strongly. But this card is the highest love that love has to offer. Someone who's a sensitive person, someone who's emotional, caring, someone who's in a caring profession as well. So it could be a medical professional coming through for you, or it could be someone who is a carer, or someone who, you know, cares about the world, cares about people, cares about animals. But also I'm being given this energy of when you meet this new person, because you're going to know who this person is. There's going to be two people, clear as day. I can see two people here, and one of them you're like, okay, I can see like a future with this person and they're awesome. And the other person you'll consider for a moment where you're like, yeah, I like this person. They're kind of cool. But they just don't have that thing. Both are loyal. I want you to be aware of that. But that's something that's coming through there, okay? Also, I would say, because I'm clarifying a Five of Cups, don't let a past hurt rob you of a beautiful, loyal, passionate, loving relationship that is coming on in for you, because you deserve to be loved, because you are lovable, okay? So if you have been hurt in the past, that is not the experience that you are going to repeat in your future. Some of you may be worried about that. Now, we also have that Moon energy. This is your advice to yourself in this moment. So this is a card of being cautious, of course, but also it can be that, you know, you are someone who tends to have moments of ebbing and flowing. So there's moments where you really want love, and then moments where you're like, nope, not about it. Just going to like go off and disappear into the ether of Scorpio-ness and like do your own thing, for example. So you may be trying to learn a little bit more about your emotions and balancing them out. But the Moon is, of course, the mystery of love. So a lot of you could be like trying to romance your life a little bit more. But I'm going to pull a quick card on that Moon, because the Moon energy is an indication to surrender to love or surrender to romance in your life. But there may be a cautious energy because you have a partnered card, which is the Seven of Swords. And that can be that you've been deceived in the past, or you've been betrayed in the past. And when you meet a new person, even though that new person gives you no cause for concern, sometimes the ghosts of the past raise their head and haunt us. So it can be that, you know, when you meet this new person that you're about to fall in love with, because there is a person that you completely even shock yourself, like suddenly it's out of the blue. Because you have the Tower and the Stork, and they're sudden energies. It may kind of like trigger a fear, okay? Now we've got a interesting Three of Pentacles, a Five of Cups, and the Fool card, okay? So this is just a little bit of a reminder, because the Moon is a cautious card. Three of Pentacles can indicate that you've been in a love triangle in the past, or perhaps you felt like you were. Okay, Five of Cups can indicate that you have loved and lost or been hurt and you're lamenting those feelings. And the Fool card is a new start. Remember, new person is a new start. That person is not like your past person. I mean, you know that, but it can actually trigger fears because the Moon is a card that highlights like an undercurrent of fear or anxiety about something. So you may fear being let down, hurt, left, betrayed in some way. When you meet a person that you're about to surrender to love with, that can trigger some fears. So just be a little bit mindful of that. The Tower, I mean, the Tower can literally be a fear of falling, you know, especially when someone raises you up so high. Remember, if someone puts you on a pedestal, try to rebalance a relationship and vice versa, because whenever anyone is on a pedestal in a relationship, it means that they're out of balance or out of sync, and you're inadvertently looking up at the person and you're not valuing yourself as much as you should be if you are idolizing a person, which tends to happen in the honeymoon period. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Reciprocity is key. Give and take, balance, harmony, very important. Now, the Tower is the circumstances outside of yourself. Surprise. That's what I would say with this. You know, the Tower can indicate that you've got into a cycle of repeat or a routine, or you feel stuck in a rut and you're going to break free from this. I always see this card as a liberating card where you're just like finally free from a structure or a situation. I just feel, you know, perhaps you have been locked into a structure where you found it really hard to come out of your comfort zone, or you've had like responsibility on your shoulders and you haven't had time or space or even energy to connect to love. And for some of you, this can be that when you've been out of the dating scene for such a long time, it can be really hard to get your mind back into it or, you know, re-enter it. I want you to be aware you're going to organically meet a person out of the blue. When you prioritize your own needs, remember what the message was about 333, new opportunities come in for you when you prioritize your own needs. And I feel that's something that you're doing. I mean, some of you may even go on some sort of retreat. I mean, a writer's retreat or a spiritual retreat or a little getaway to learn something or paint or do something if your funds allow, okay? Because I see a lot of you maybe saving for something or purchasing an event or doing something that actually brings you a lot of joy. But this means that you cannot control the situation. Out of the blue, just when you're not looking for love, you're going to find love. That's what this card is highlighting in this position, okay? I'm just going to pull a quick card on that before I move forward. Ace of Pentacles, new investment. Five of Pentacles, yeah. I mean, again, it is saying the same thing. Five of Pentacles is, you know, an alternative option coming on in. So it can indicate two people coming on in and you having to let someone down, or you connecting to somebody that lets you down, for example. But, you know, the way I see it is you're not really heartbroken over this. Ace of Pentacles is a new person coming on in that you're like, oh my gosh, I've met like a person who is an absolute gift from the universe. Five of Pentacles is like, okay, there's too many differences here, or it's a bit of a struggle to align completely with this person. So I feel it's like buses, right? You wait for ages, nothing's coming along. Suddenly, they all come along at once. And I feel that's something you're going to encounter. Now, the Devil card is in the hope and fear position. I feel a lot of you are going to connect to a person where perhaps there's a lot of physical attraction, but you just feel like there's a missing ingredient there, okay? Chemistry isn't always about the physical spark, okay? It is more than that, and you know that. So I feel the fear is just connecting to someone who just wants the goodies, of course, but you're not getting that because I feel like you're getting King energy. King energy is someone who knows what they want. They've got experience in life. They are not messing about. They don't want to waste their time. They are serious about investment and they lead, okay, with pure intentions. So the Devil card, when it's coming off the back of a tower, if you know Tarot, you'll know that this is you liberating yourself from a stuck situation. So if you found it really hard to connect to love, you're about to meet a person, the universe helps you, gives you a nudge. But, you know, the tower can literally be you need to have a big like reconstruction of your life. You're revamping your life in some way or doing something bold and daring and out of your comfort zone. And that can feel a bit scary at times, but actually that's where we find, you know, the golden nuggets in life, the opportunities, the successes, the right people who align with us. So I feel That Devil card, you're worried that you're going to be stuck in the same situation, but I feel like you're going to liberate yourself out of that situation. Some of you may worry that you meet a person with addictive tendencies or codependencies, or someone that you cannot trust, for example. So you may have a lot of fears in and around that, but the moon is telling me it's just a fear, false evidence appearing real. Remember, a new person is a new opportunity to get to know a new person, not that you're going to repeat a cycle that perhaps you've had in the past. So with a lot of love and respect, I'll move away from that energy. I mean, Six of Swords means you're protected and redirected. So if you have, been rejected or let down, this often means that this disappointment, unfortunately, was on purpose, because it's aligning you with the person who's meant to be with you, someone who is going to value your heart and treat it with the respect it deserves. Six of Swords also indicates you're being guided by spirit, or your guides, your spirit guides, or someone who has walked this earthly plane before, but is, guiding you from beyond the veil. Six of Swords is a very interesting card because it means that you're in a period of transitioning towards something greater. Okay, trust the process. But also, it can indicate that you've had some challenges in love in the past, and because of your experiences, which may have traumatized some of you, not all of you, of course, but some of you, it can be that you kind of expect troubles ahead, or you expect that you're going to experience more of the same because you've been conditioned that way. But I want you to be aware that that's not going to happen for you, because the Six of Swords is to be guided out of difficulty or out of challenging times, being protected. I mean, for some of you, this is you being on a journey and evolving and recognizing that perhaps you want different things in relationships. So now you're questioning a person, and, rather than just falling in love or connecting to a person because it's intense and passionate, you're asking the bigger questions like long-term security, long-term relationship. What is it you want? Now, we do have that Five of Pentacles. The fives keep coming up for you. It's highlighting to me that, you go for an alternative person, or there is a person that you struggle to get a relationship off the ground with, or it's tough right now to meet anybody, and that Seven of Swords is a very independent card. Seven of Swords often gets misunderstood, because the Seven of Swords, it can mean, there's a trust issue there, okay? And for some of you, with the Five of Pentacles, one of the people that you may meet may actually omit a piece of information. You are not aligned with that person. I mean, you already feel there's a missing ingredient with that person, but they may omit a piece of information about themselves that you discover. Intuitively, you feel it, because your moon energy is heightening your emotions and your intuition. You may intuitively feel that they're not telling you something, and you may call them out on it, and it kind of disappoints you, but also it kind of reaffirms that you knew that this person wasn't for you anyway. So just be mindful of that. There is a person like that coming into your energetic sphere if you haven't already met this person. But the history of the Seven of Swords is that, this person is doing something independently that other people just don't understand. So this person is literally removing the weaponry from the army because they want to find an alternative way to find a resolution. So for some of you, this could be that the best way to find a resolution with a person that you're kind of connecting to, but there's a missing ingredient, is to face a conversation head on and basically indicate that, it's run its course. It's time to cut loose and be free. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. Also, I would say Seven of Swords tells you in general, don't go too quickly into a relationship because you may miss something and you'll revisit it, and maybe even revisit it as a red flag. So I feel like the right person, it's going to be organic. Let me pull a card on that Seven of Swords for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? Scorpio, why are your readings always the longest? I mean, I don't mind. I'm here for it. I'm always here for all the messages. But there's such a deep, rich kind of tapestry woven into your readings. And I feel it's important because it's like you need to know all the details, but you already know all the details, as it were. It's just reaffirming what is about to occur here for you. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you just align with someone who just gets you, where you just know that you are meant to be in a relationship for life. So I feel this is actually you walking away from a person, cutting loose from a situation that you feel just isn't right for you. because the Queen of Pentacles, even in a different deck, your next card is the King of Pentacles. So this means you're walking away because someone else comes on in and you're like, I can see my future. I am fully invested in this relationship. You're both aligned. You both get each other. And I feel, you know, you complement each other. So this is a very strong indication that you're about to be in a high-level commitment, a serious one that lasts the tests of time, okay? And it requires you to walk away from someone. I mean, for some of you, this could manifest in a way where you're like freeing yourself from emotions of ghosts of the past. So this could be that you're finally setting yourself free from something that perhaps has been going round and round in circles in your mind for a long time. And suddenly you're free to meet the person of your dreams. And you're going to look back and go, why did I ever connect to someone in the past like that? When now I have someone who values me, someone who's completely right for you. So, you know, imagine all the time we give to people who are not right for us, and how special and exciting it's going to feel when you meet the right person that is right for you. So I feel like this is you meeting a person that you settle down with. Queen of Pentacles always means conserving yourself for the one and being comfortable enough to settle down with that person. So I feel like you're going to build a life with this King energy person, but there is another person in your energetic sphere that you will consider. And you may consider it for a little bit longer than perhaps you should, but you're learning when to walk away. Okay, that's something that's coming through. I'm just going to give you some final cards before we close your reading. We've got 444. Interesting that 333 came out there for you, and now you got 444. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. My guides asked me to go one more, so I will. Okay. Oh, isn't that interesting? You've got 444, 555. So you could have got any cards in here. There's like 1212. There's, you know, different numbers that's come up there. But we've got 444, okay? And it says here, faith. Let this renewal free you from any doubts about your success. The angels are guiding you to believe in yourself and in all the hard work you have done. The signs are all around you, so look closer. Find peace and certainty in your heart, because the best is yet to come. So looking inside of your heart, what it is that you want. We've got number 6, which of course is the lover's energy, but it says there, unconditional love. I feel like you've been learning that about yourself, but you're about to experience it from another person. Nurture your relationships with unconditional love, starting with the most important one of all, the one with yourself. Open your heart, radiate love, and embrace it in return. Let the essence of love and kindness and compassion be the guiding force in every decision and action that you take. Note that it said you're going to get it in return. Okay, so definitely a high level commitment coming on in here for you. We've got harmony, so you're finding balance in your life and in your relationships. It says, the harmony that heals you resides in your alignment. It is a beautiful balance between mind, body, and soul. Tune your heartbeat to the beat of the universe and align it with the highest version of yourself. Good things happen when you take the path of least resistance. That often is the one where you spontaneously decide to do something. Also, remember that song that came out, Young at Heart by the Bluebells, may play just before you meet a person. We've got 555. And it says, a transformative change is on the horizon. It says change there. This new turning point in your life is divinely guided. You've got that 6 of Swords, which means you're guided to do something spontaneously, and that is going to put you in the path of this person. During the spiritual journey, it is important to maintain a positive and grounded outlook and let go of old habits and beliefs that no longer serve you. That's your 5 of Cups. That's what you're doing right there. This could be the dawn of a whole new you. Absolutely. And that's what that Fool card energy was about there when it popped out too. And finally, we've got 6666, okay? So it says clarity. It is time to quieten the inner chatter and seek stillness within. And that's what you've been doing with that Hermit energy right there. What truly matters will emerge as you stay grounded. Trust that the answers you seek are within you and will reveal themselves in their own time. Only then will you be able to see your path with greater insight and clarity. So I feel this about you truly knowing what you want in a relationship and certainly what you do not want. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Thank you so much for that, guys. Don't leave us. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to be aware of? Okay. So, firstly, we have a clock. Okay, so this can be that you've waited a long time. Perhaps 3:33 is going to be a time that's going to be relevant for you as well, but we've got a clock, so I feel more than anything, this is about, it's time. It's time for you to have love come on in for you, okay? If some of you, your clock is ticking there, I feel like you won't be disappointed because it's not too far away, but I would say it's not in the next 6 weeks, okay? We also have a measuring tape, so making sure a person measures up and matches what you want in a relationship, of course, so that's important there too. And maybe a measuring tape is relevant as well. Perhaps this person uses a measuring tape. I mean, I'm not sure a medical professional would use one, but maybe it's relevant. Maybe they're doing some DIY in their home at the time. Maybe you are. So please apply it to your situation. But also we have the tree. Now the tree is about finding grounding, planting roots, settling down. But also it can be that you're branching out and doing something totally different. Someone that you're going to meet is going to join your family lineage. Whether you want to marry this person or not, that's your prerogative. But I feel, and I see now in the water, 2 rings attached like this. Okay, that's what I'm seeing right now in the water. I wish you could see what I can see. So you will have the potential to marry this person in your future if you want to. Of course, that's your prerogative. But there is a high level commitment coming on in here for you. Okay. Now, also, if you'd like to be with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to that, just write the word candle and my guides will bring me to one subscriber's name and I'll announce that person's name at the end of September, okay? Because the world needs more light. So, put that candle out there and shine that wonderful light of yours as well. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio, and love and light.